What is going on, everyone? This is Tom from Two Guys Talking Toys with another toy review. And in the spooky season of October, it's only perfect that I get my hands on, finally, a figure that I have been denied and pre-order canceled on. But now he's mine. He's in my hands. Mr. Richard Crystal Ball King. I've been super excited about this character. I know that he was not popular in the 80s. What little knowledge of G.I. Joe that I have. And that only comes from Dana, who told me that nobody liked this guy. And he just sat on pegs and he warmed from like the late 80s into the 90s, which is too bad. But I did look up a picture of the original one and I get it. It was not this. But this version of Crystal Ball is part of the reason why I give all the kudos in the world to the G.I. Joe team and the stuff that they've been doing at Hasbro. So without any further ado, just want to do actually, because I really want to show off this really, really cool box art. This is so nice. I don't know the artist behind it. I'm actually going to go and look that up, but man, more of this. I wish that I've been pushing for this for a very long time. Not like anyone at Hasbro is listening to me. I would love for there to be some kind of online catalog that gives us all of this beautiful art for the Joe line, for the Transformers line, just like all the lines that they have. Because just look at it, it's so beautiful. But anyway, let us alakazam this guy out of his packaging. And he's out. And let's take a look at this guy who looks super neat and super cool. From what little I know, little G.I. Joe knowledge I have, is that he was designed to look a little bit like Vincent Price. And I see it. That's a pretty good likeness. But you know what? If I was going to cast him in like a live action movie, I would go with Stephen Ugg. You know, the guy from Walking Dead. He was one of Negan's generals. I think that kind of works. Look at the stash. I think that would work. Anyway, so let's get into the review of Crystal Ball. He stands at a little over 6 inches. Not too bad. Yeah, standard for the line, absolutely. The sculpting on him is really, really well done. We've already took a look at the face sculpt. The paintwork on the hair looks really good. And look at the eyes. See if I can get a good look at the eyes. Because his whole thing is he's a hypnotist. Not just a hypnotist of ladies. Also men, I assume. And he's really kind of got that Dreadnought look going for him. I don't know offhand if he actually is one of the Dreadnoughts, but I can see him hanging out with him and making him feel all uncomfortable, according to his what little I read of his bio. I'm sure it's probably pretty common knowledge now that the character of Crystal Ball was developed by Stephen King, or Stephen King's son, or they did it in concert, because his son really liked G.I. Joe growing up, and Stephen King had a connection to Hasbro, so they said, how about you make one for us? And he did. And now we got Crystal Ball. So not too bad. The texturing on the jacket looks really good. I like the way they handled the fur. And of course the paintwork is always really well done on these. Take a look at the buckle work. That looks really good. And he's got his creepy tattoos going on. Is that one on this one? Yeah, he's got one on this arm as well. That's pretty neat. What's going on with the belt? It's not quite I thought it was a Cobra at first, but it's not. It's a little extra eyeball thing, because that's his gimmick. He's got it's very Mysterio almost. Oh, and I just noticed he's got a kind of almost a raptor hand. Like he's got a bird that should come with him. But it's only on the one hand. The other one is just bare. Which explains this accessory, his extra grabby hand for his raptor claw hand. I do kind of like that makes him a little asymmetrical. Because he's supposed to be kind of a weird guy, a little bit of an odd duck. That definitely helps him stand out a little bit more. So let's take a look at the other accessories that he comes with. One of the things I am noticing, kind of right off the bat, it's a little tricky to get him to stand up. There we go. That's right, crystal ball, prove me wrong. So he comes with this neat looking pistol. His trusty 6-shooter. It's got a little snake wrapped around it. If I can get that to focus. There we go. That's kind of cool. I wonder if he intends for the snake to be there, or if it just randomly shows up, throws off his aim, ruins the weight of the gun. He's got his flame saber. This is really cool. Like I'm loving the accessories that came with him. I like that the classified team, I guess when they got the assignment, said, well, you know, it's crystal ball and he's got all the mystic stuff going on, so let's really lean into the mystic there by giving him an actual crystal ball to mess around with. And that is really cool. I can't tell exactly what's in there. I thought it was maybe a little skull at first, but it's not. I'm not quite sure what's going in. Oh, maybe it's a little melty skull. Something in there is screaming for sweet relief. That crystal ball is not going to be given him anytime soon. So that is a neat little accessory. Let's take a look at this. Oh, that's right. The shield comes with this really neat lenticular sticker. Bring this back. Oh, I love this. I love this so much. Right out of the 80s. I wish we had more of these, because that's so cool. See, this is tough because this is also really cool. The snake insert for the shield. This isn't fully in there because I want to pop it back off real quick to show off the lenticular again. But I love the detailing on this. That is really cool. With all the snakes coming out of the skull. Oh, and the snakes in the eye socket. Man, what a well-designed piece of accessory. This is why people are buying multiples of him, because you want to show him off with this on the shield, but also you want to show this off too. That is really cool. Quick note about this shield. I also love in addition to the snake imagery looking really cool, very reminiscent of Snakeface. So if you're looking for an extra shield for Snakeface, this would be kind of neat. Or maybe just take Snakeface's shield and give that to Crystal Ball, because who's going to stop you? And of course, I guess the piece de resistance is his really neat looking Cthulhu mask that he wears during his hypnotic therapy sessions, maybe. Or it is kind of neat that this thing just kind of looks like it can wander around on its own. Maybe it is its own separate piece, and it's just meant to hang out and jump on people's heads like the brain slugs from Futurama. But let's get into some of Crystal Ball's articulation. If you have G.I. Joe classifieds, you're probably already familiar with what they've got going on. He's got the head articulation left and right. It's got the extra neck joint, which is pretty handy. Up and down, kind of all around. Articulation in the torso. He's got that ab crunch. Ooh, that was a loud one. Crystal Ball might be getting up there in age when he gets out of bed and does his stretch, gets a little that popping going on. That's pretty good, but that does give him a pretty decent range of motion there. Articulation in the shoulders. So what I am noticing, which I guess is almost to be expected, with the extra shoulder pad added to the shoulder, combined with the overcoat that he's wearing, you're not going to get quite the same. He does have butterfly joints in the shoulder area, in addition to swivel in the actual shoulder itself. So the articulation for it is there, but there's a little bit of restriction because this overcoat. So I don't want to say it's super bulky, because it's not, but it is enough to kind of get in the way of this. Plus, he's got the shoulder pad, so that's going to restrict your motion a little bit. So, but it does Actually, it does allow for a pretty decent range. You're just not going to be able to, he's not going to be doing a super amount of flexing forward. But for the kind of posing that you will probably be doing with Crystal Ball, which might be him holding the crystal ball over his head. Let's see how well you hold this crystal ball. It's a little tough to get the actual crystal ball to stay in his hand. You gotta kind of work it in there. There we go. I guess the only way you could have avoided this would have been to maybe have some pre-made cuts into the actual crystal ball itself, but that's not too bad. Yeah, so you can hang out and walk around with this, hypnotizing some random Cobra Troopers and making him do what he wants, getting them some iced tea or something. But that does look really good. Alright, so articulation at the waist. So it's got that movement. Drop down joints in the hip. And also, he's got some pretty good motion there. Side to side. Full standing kick. Very nice. Also, the cut in the upper thigh for some swivel action. Double joint at the knee. It's looking pretty good. And articulation at the ankle, along with an ankle pivot there. So pretty decent, pretty standard for this line amount of articulation for this guy, and he looks super cool. So let's do what we all have been waiting to do and take the head off and put this lovely thing on. So I'm noticing while I'm kind of pressing this into place, I wonder exactly where the socket for this is. It feels like it's a little bit high in the head. I know it's supposed to be a mask, so it probably is supposed to drape a little bit over Crystal Ball's head. Were this a real thing or a live action movie, this would probably drape a little bit low. But when you're putting it on the head, or when you're putting it on the neck socket here, it seems to sit a little low in there. I kind of feel like it would be nice if it maybe came up just a little bit, so you have a little bit more range of motion with it. But if you press it all the way down, it is a snug fit. It does work well. It does look really cool and really good. The whole creepy Cthulhu look, and you have to kind of wonder, like, they update so much with the G.I. Joes. I wonder if perhaps in this current lore, maybe Crystal Ball is something more than a man, and there's something else creepy and the Eldritch hanging out in there that you only see on occasion when he gets really worked up. Or maybe this is just an illusion. He is a hypnotist. He does tell people you see weird things, just like in a late night with the devil. Maybe he just hypnotizes whole studio audiences of people and makes them see all this. I think the only way that this could be better, of course, say it with me, if it glowed in the dark. So I would love a Crystal Ball with this kind of really cool looking armor that glowed in the dark. Oh, that'd be so cool. But this figure is very cool. This was worth the wait. I don't like being frustrated by Walmart being terrible and canceling my pre-orders. Shame on you, Mr. Mart. You're a terrible, terrible business person. Or maybe you're a brilliant business person, because everyone still wanted this and we're still ordering it from me. But I would love to see more of him. I would love to see more of this figure, because it's looking really great. This Crystal Ball is, unfortunately, for as good as it looks, kind of a little bit of a cumbersome accessory. Unless I'm doing something wrong. If I am, tell me in the comments. There might be an easier way to do this. But I'm thoroughly enjoying the look of this. The detailing is really good. And for someone like myself who really isn't all that familiar with the character, I tend to collect G.I. Joe just based on what I think looks cool. And I saw Crystal Ball and I was like, that looks mighty cool. So I need him in my collection. Oh, just of note. So I guess this part goes on the hand. Goes around the hand, and it's got this little clasp here. So you just clip that on there. Unless you're like me and accidentally almost break your accessories. That's no fun. There we go. Crystal Ball being awesome. And what else I would like to see, because it's my toy review and I get to fantasy book these things. Give me this in multiple colors. Like, I would love to see a Crystal Ball in the morning, getting up, going over to the closet and being like, what do I want to do today? Do I want this in? Do I want red? Do I want this in blue? What am I terrifying today? This feels like a yellow day. Perhaps I'll use my weird Cthulhu horror in yellow. Or, you know what I would love to see? Give me Crystal Ball as a Target exclusive, and all of this is in red. Oh, that would look so neat. Change the eyes from red to yellow. You don't even have to do all that much different on Crystal Ball. Just you change anything else on it. Make his grays red instead, because he's having a midlife crisis. That would be really neat to me, I think. All right, so let's see how Crystal Ball stacks up against one Cobra Khan from the Masterverse line, since he also seems to be pretty fond of the snake people. Let's also try Lion-O for comparison from the He-Man crossover with Thundercats line. That actually looks pretty good. And let's have him hang out with Crazy Moss Man from the Ninja Turtles cross He-Man line. And doesn't this kind of look like something that he would conjure up, make you look at, and then fall over because it's too much to handle even for him? That's creepy and weird. So at the end of the day, I would highly recommend if you can get your hands on them. And I know that there are some places where you absolutely can very easily get your hands on them. Dana happens to live in a place that's like that. But if you can get your hands on Crystal Ball, absolutely go in and get him. He's a very well done figure. The detailing on him is great. The articulation is really, really good. And the accessories, the update to the character is really cool and really neat. I think that this is a nice way to kind of expand on the G.I. Joe. Come for the fantastic military weapons and strategists and whatnot, but stay for the crazy and weird mystical insanity. Cobra Law stuff is coming out. They're doing this fun stuff with Crystal Ball. The Ghost Vipers look amazing. So I would highly recommend picking this guy up. Go out there and get him. You won't regret it. This is a great example of Hasbro taking a character that was maybe not very well known or even very well liked and doing something new and updating the look and adding some additional features and really leaning into some of the weirder aspects of Cobra that we all love. I hope that you've enjoyed this review. If you have, please give the channel a like, subscribe to the channel. I plan to keep on adding some toy reviews to this in addition to our sometimes weekly podcast that I do with Dana, where we discuss toys and different topics and all that fun stuff. Give us a like, subscribe, and get a hold of us on Blue Sky. Our handle is 2 Guys Talking Toys. That is 2 Guys Talking Toy. The number 2, no G after the talking. Our Instagram is 2G Talking Toys. Come with me as I wander through my toy stores, where sometimes it's pretty sad and sometimes I find some neat stuff. Let us know what you think of the figure in the comments, and until next time, take care, everybody.